Hey, what's going on? I'm a big fan of Legos, and I know there's a lot of very popular channels and videos out there of people unboxing Legos, not just Legos, but also knockoff versions of Legos, which until quite recently I'd never bought before. I'd, of course, seen them occasionally online, and had, of course, seen videos about different, usually Chinese knockoffs of famous Lego sets or themes, but I never bought them. Always preferred the real thing. But last week I was walking around in an airport in Kuwait, of all places, and they had a toy section, and I saw this. The Scout Xipoo block military series, not sure how you pronounce that, reconnaissance vehicle, which, I don't know, something about the way it was put together, the sort of boxy miniature sort of look to it appealed to me somehow, even though I'm sure it's horribly cheap and probably won't fit together nearly as well as it appears to on the front of the box. In addition to that, it was the equivalent of about $8. So I figured, why not just pick it up, see what it's like. I'm not going to make a habit of this or anything, but just thought I'd have a look at it and see if there's, I don't know, if these sorts of sets are all uniformly bad, or as uniformly bad as they seem to be in some of the other videos that I've looked at. So here's the whole series. You can see they kind of vary wildly in terms of the scale and how that stacks up to like this label's version of a minifigure. The reconnaissance vehicle, I think the figure just kind of sits in this hole in the top. This one obviously is not going to fit anybody, although there's kind of a suggestion of a windshield on the front. You got a figure sitting in this one, and then the light frigate. I think everything is just kind of on a micro scale. You got a tiny little micro build helicopter sitting on the pad on the back. So why don't we open this up and see what's inside? So before we open it up, I thought this was kind of nice. There's a little paragraph on the top just sort of explaining the value of a toy like this, unlicensed though it might be. One instruction manual is available for introducing how to assemble this educational bricks. Every step helps the children think about the subject from the color, shape, space, structure, and so on. The children can develop their own imagination and assemble the right shapes they like. The parts can be freely organized and assembled into more innovative new subject. The illustrations shown on this package, may be varied from the real object. Please be subject to the real object. That's just wonderfully vague and confusing. That's great. More change, more fun. And then, in case you didn't know, believe it or not, this is from China. I wouldn't have guessed. So let's go ahead and open this up. There's a QR code on this side. I'm really curious as to what that links to. And oh, I'm already seeing, yeah, there's a lot of Lego knockoff-y type pieces. That's pretty much just a one-for-one copy of the Lego radio. And we'll have a closer look at the minifigure when we get inside, but that looks awfully cheap. This sort of, looks like someone just took a ball pen and sort of drew the web gear over the top of the uniform. Okay, but let's go ahead and open it. I don't have a tripod or anything, so I may have to cut away as we're doing this. I'm just doing this one-handed. Okay, that was surprisingly difficult to get open, but we got it open, so let's see what comes in there. Well, got a pretty, I don't know, pretty professional looking instruction book here, and it reads very similarly to a Lego manual. I was kind of expecting just a Xeroxed paper with half of the design cut off or something like that. It's yeah, that's not bad. And then we've got the discreetly packaged components here. So in 4 bags. So here's our minifigure that comes with the set. Little sort of Russian camo looking soldier with what appears to be maybe a yellow t-shirt or something, or maybe that's supposed to be flesh tone under the uniform, and a grenade attached to the front. Didn't notice that before. And every one of these comes with a different figure. This one is Orston, which is kind of an oddly Swedish sounding kind of name. I don't know what they were going for there, but you'll see that in addition to having the very sort of distinctive non-Lego-y looking, from the back looks very Lego-like, but the sort of holes on the bottom for attaching to plates and such looks quite different. And for some reason they've gone ahead and doubled up on the number of hand pieces, which either that means these hands break very easily or they're just being generous. I really hope that doesn't mean that there are other pieces that will be missing, which I understand can often happen with off-brand kind of sets like these. But okay, so Orsten is all together, and right off the bat I noticed that contrary to his portrait on the front of the box, when you put the helmet all the way on this figure's head, it's hard to see, it halfway covers up the character's eyes, giving him a real kind of dopey, sleepy sort of look, which is funny. But for all that, I'm really surprised at how well this figure kind of fits together. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, so the bags are open. We've got just about everything laid out here. And then we have a weapon piece here for our buddy Orsten, but it's a little impractical. Look at the size of this ridiculous the machine gun they've given him. And I mean, in case you think this is supposed to be like maybe a mounted piece or something, nope, there he is, Schwarzenegger in the thing right on the illustration on the front. So yeah, that's, I don't know, to suspend your disbelief a little bit, I guess, but yeah, that looks pretty silly. Okay, we've got the instruction book open. We've got Orsten and his enormous gun over there. So we've got the pieces laid out, and we're going to put this together in 1, 2, 3. And I gotta say, I am actually pretty impressed with this under the circumstances. It's, I don't know, it's like a fun little build. It's a little, you know, things kind of wobble around a little bit, but it, if you're into video games at all, it kind of makes me think of the game Metal Slug a little bit. The way this is just like this tiny little one-person tank with the turret you can move around. And let's just see if we can sit the Orsten on the top here. Yeah, I'm really surprised at how much I enjoyed putting it together, and I really like the, I don't know, there's a lot of like really neat little features on it. I like the gun turret here that's actually built, it's like a brick built. You see there's a cone piece and a cylinder piece, and there's a couple of round studs in the end here. I actually, looking at what was pictured on the box, I thought, when I glanced at it, it was just going to be like a molded gun turret piece, but yeah, I like that. Now, of course, a lot of the techniques here may have been just ripped off wholesale from Lego designs, but the point is, this isn't ripped off from a Lego design. You see a lot of Chinese Lego knockoff brands. They basically just take one-for-one copies of existing Lego sets and copies of the Lego manuals, but this is pretty original, I think, because of course Lego doesn't really make military-themed sets. So yeah, all in all, I'm a little embarrassed at how much I like this, and I especially like the kind of hard to see, but the superpower chariot, which is written on both sides. So yeah, my verdict is surprisingly fun, surprisingly durable, and pieces fit together. No pieces were missing. Even had a couple of extra spare tire, which is appreciated, and extra transparent square stud piece there. Even a transparent or an extra tile here, which makes me wonder if I missed it somewhere in the construction, but it doesn't look like it. Yeah, I mean, these sandbags it's a nice little inclusion. They really don't fit together too well, but you know, they're sandbags. So all in all, not bad and pretty good value for money. Feel a little guilty at having put it together, because it is, at the end of the day, kind of a Lego ripoff, but at least somewhat original. I would say. So, if you like this, I may go back to that airport at some point, and they had at least all of the smaller sets on the shelf there, and this Sea Knight helicopter, which is covered up by the price tag. I didn't see the light frigate, but if you would like to see any of the rest of these Xipoo or Xipoo sets put together, leave me a comment, and I'll see about throwing some together in the future. Thanks for watching.